Multiply by 15. Common denominator, the lowest common multiple there. Right? Oh, 30. 30. Oh, my bad. 30. 30. You got that? Nice. Good job. Osman, you texting or you are BS in there? Are you taking notes? Udara, are you taking notes? Okay. All right. So that was general, and then the last one is the standard form. Okay, the standard form and the general form are very similar. The only difference in standard form is that you don't have a 0 on the right hand side. You've got a number on the right hand side. That's the only difference. So you got to remember. Okay, general has a 0, standard does not. Okay, I mean, it's fairly easy to remember that kind of stuff. And again, A, B, and C have to be whole numbers. Okay, they cannot be fractions. Right? So everybody with me on that? Okay. All right. You guys do an example then. Oh my God. Who's that? Pardon? Okay, you guys work on this. So all 4 forms. Choose whatever method you want first. Okay. Okay, moving on. Okay, shh. Parallel and perpendicular lines. So, again, this is like I'm saying, it's algebra 0, okay? This is algebra 0. What's the property of parallel lines? Property of parallel lines. 2 lines that are parallel, yes. Yeah, so the way you would write that is M1 equals M2. We have 2 lines, line number 1 and line number 2. The slope of the first line is called M1. The slope of the second line is called M2. Those 2 are equal. Okay. And if they're perpendicular, then what? Good job. Right? M1 equals negative 1 over M2. Or M2 equals negative 1 over M1. Either way. Either one. Or M1 times M2 equals negative 1. Yes, correct. Absolutely. So my claim to you is that these 2 lines are parallel because the slope of this line is 2, and the slope of this line is 2 as well. Okay, I'm going to bust you guys. Okay, this is the last warning for the 3 boys there. Okay, pretty soon there's an empty slot here and an empty slot here with the Desi girls. Maybe we need a Desi boy to kind of straighten things out. Okay, so you'll get busted next warning. Okay, next warning you'll get busted. Okay, so my claim to you is that these 2 are perpendicular, and the way you write that is like that. That's the symbol that you use. So what's the slope of the top line? What's the slope of the top line? Positive 2. Positive 2. Positive 2. And the bottom one, right? Because it's 8 over negative 16, or negative 8 over 16, which is negative 1 half. So these 2 lines, I mean these 2 guys are negative reciprocals of each other, okay? Or M1 times M2, like he was saying, is equal to negative 1, right? So you guys get the properties of parallel and perpendicular lines, okay? All right, you guys do these problems. Okay, would be something like y equals c, where c is some number. Okay, lowercase c typically. Okay, some number. For vertical, if this is a vertical line, okay, it's going to be x equals some number. So let's say if this was 1, that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. Okay, so the equation would be, in this case, x equals 4. Because if you go anywhere on this line, x is always equal to 4. Guys with me on that? Okay, so horizontal and vertical lines do not follow the standard y equals mx plus b form. Okay, you just have to know that for vertical it's going to be y equals something, for horizontal, for vertical it's going to be x equals something, for horizontal it's going to be y equals something. Okay, so if you try the mx plus b approach, you might falter on that. Okay. Sample problems, number 14, page 11. Okay, number 14, page 11. Use the point on the line and the slope of the line to find 3 additional points through which the line passes. There are many correct answers. Okay. So for number 14, the point that's given to you is negative 4, 1. M is undefined. All right, so sorry? Exactly. Why is that vertical? That's right. The slope is undefined. It's like 1 over 0. It's infinite, right? It's huge. You guys understand that? The slope of a vertical line is undefined because it's huge. It's like 1 over 0. Okay? So it's going to be a vertical line. So its equation is going to be x equals negative 4. But read the question. It says, use the point on the line and the slope of the line to find 3 additional points through which the line passes. So you know that the x value is always going to be the same, right? So it could be minus 4, 0, minus 4, 1, minus 4, 100. All those points lie on that vertical line. Yes, Tom. Sorry? Anywhere. Yeah, well, don't write infinity because you don't know what infinity is. So I really want a physical point somewhere on the line. Okay. For infinity, you don't know where to put it on the line. Okay, is everybody all right on this? Is everybody okay? Yes. Sorry? Are you reading the question? It tells you it's undefined. It tells you. Are you reading it? Okay, so it's this point and this slope. That point and that slope. Okay, that's the conversation we were having there, so you need to really pay attention. Undefined means that it's got 1 over 0, which is really infinite, which is a vertical line. Do you guys understand that the slope of a vertical line is like kind of infinite? It's really huge. Because you can see, for example, if you see the slope of this line, it's very small, right? Right? It's very small, right? And then if you see the slope of this line, it's getting bigger, right? Because it's getting steeper. Imagine you are walking on that plank, on that line. Okay, the black one's definitely steeper, isn't it? Right? It's like climbing Everest compared to climbing Mission Peak for the blue one. And then if you go like almost vertical, you can see that the slope is infinite. It's huge. So that's undefined because we don't know what infinity is. Okay? Guys with me on that? Is everybody okay on that? Okay. I think maybe it's time for you guys to start working on your homework and start preparing for your test. So if you have questions, you need to ask me. Okay? You need to ask me. There's a fair amount of homework to be done. Shouldn't take long to do these problems because this is really algebra 0 stuff.